right now. Gentleman who is in Tampa Bay getting ready for the Super Bowl on Radio Row at the Convention Center. Say hi to Mike Dempsey, a NFL alumni member. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Larry. How are you today?
Never better. How you doing, pal?
Doing good, exciting. It feels like I come full circle. I lived down here from New York. You can tell by the Brooklyn accent, but I lived in Tampa from 1995 to 1999, and to be back here under these circumstances, definitely very unique. It's a different flavor with having health checks everywhere you go and when you enter buildings, but just enjoying the vibe. I think the excitement of the Buccaneers being in the big game is added something to the city that it desperately needs, and just glad to be back here.
Oh, man. And, of course, in Boston, we're all rooting for Tom Brady. You know that.
Absolutely. I was at Gronk's party last year he had in Miami, Super Bowl, and unfortunately he is locked down. He won't be having his big Gronk beach bash, so we were planning one. And but I'll be with a lot of other cool guys this week. Johnny Damon's having a great golf event, and we also have David Ortiz, a Red Sox legend, is having a big golf event, and Irish Mickey Ward, my trainer, who's been preparing me to get in the ring with Jerry Cooney in June, is going to be here all week as well. So I got a lot of New England family up here that's been down here in Florida. So it's got a big, not just Brady, but you got Johnny Damon, you got David Ortiz and Mickey Wards, and New England is definitely in the house.
Oh, man, well represented. Now, I understand that you're a survivor of the September 9/11 World Trade Center attacks.
Yep, absolutely. I was so the connection to how everything sort of transpired for me is, I'm from New York. I had trying to hang on to what was left of a football career, arena football. Tore my meniscus ACL in '93. Had a 18 to 20 month recovery. The CFL didn't want me. Calgary passed on me, and wanted to make one last ditch. 1995, wanted to get down. Jerry Angelo was the general manager and got a tryout with the Buccaneers. I was excited. I figured, well, they hadn't done too well the year before, so I had a shot at making that team. But I got a injury settlement, didn't pass the physical, and the NFL dreams kind of died. But there was a firm called Solomon Brothers. They were a Wall Street firm that had moved or relocated a lot of people from New York down to Tampa. And I started my banking career, literally, thanks to the dream dying with the NFL. I ended up in Florida and got to spend 3-4 more years in Florida, in Tampa, and relocated back to New York in 1999 with the Smith-Barney Citigroup merger that happened with Solomon Brothers. And that's how I was in the World Trade Center on 9/11. I was working for Credit Suisse First Boston, and that's when the 9/11 event happened.
Were you at the Trade Center when the attacks happened?
I was in 5 World Trade Center, the top floor, and my wife would have been working for Tower 1, 100th floor at Marsh McLennan. She was late to work, and the connection was that Roger Clemens was the night before. We were at a Yankee game, and Clemens was going for his 20th win. And the game was rained out, and we had a 2.5-hour rain delay. Didn't get home till Long Island until about, midnight. And my wife overslept, got on the 8:06 train going into Penn Station, and she was basically late to work. I was there on time, and my wife survived because she was literally late for work. I was in the building, and I came out, went into the Tower 1 lobby. Remember, cell phones back in 2001 weren't like they are today. We weren't texting. I didn't even know how to use really a cell phone back then. So when I got downstairs, first there was no service, but I was trying to find her. I thought she might be in the building in Tower 1. Couldn't reach her and went outside came out by a store called Sam Goody. It was a record store, as you can appreciate, by the World Trade Center Mall, and that's where 2 World Trade Center was. It came out on Liberty and Greenwich Street right when the second plane hit the building, and I got knocked out and ended up at, I was found in City Hall Park, which is a few blocks away, and taken to NYU Downtown Medical. And I don't have any recollection of pretty much most of that morning, and I had a fractured skull, internal bleeding. I was transferred to Rockville Center, Long Island, to a hospital there for 3-4 days. And out of that experience, I started, a couple of months later, a 9/11 charity with my friend who lost his brother on 9/11, and we're still going strong today. And really, 9/11 strengthened me from a resiliency perspective. But the journey, that's why I tell the story how the NFL led to Tampa, relocated back to New York, and obviously everything is tied in together. Even with this boxing match I'm doing with Jerry Cooney, which I'll get to in June, everything is interrelated. So the journey of life is you have all these events that happen. Even Las Vegas, where I was out there the night of the shooting.
Mandalay Bay.
Out there randomly. Mandalay Bay. I was out there filming with my friend Brett Raymer, who had a show called Tanked on Animal Planet. He was filming an episode. I was out there that weekend and was going to Scott Baio's charity golf outing the next day in Los Angeles. So I was ready to leave and move on to Los Angeles. And that night I was outside the Mandalay Bay when the shots were first fired, and ended up having to go right back inside the casino where, not even knowing the shooter was firing from the Mandalay Bay. And was in lockdown most of that night.
Yeah. Now, all of this has culminated in you working with and creating many charities affiliated with the NFL and Major League Baseball, and that is part of your mission right now. You're on a fundraising campaign to raise money to help NFLers and Major League Baseballers.
Absolutely. I think a lot of it's paying it forward. I can tell you over the years, through the September 11 charity, I had a lot of these NFL Yankee contacts and a lot of guys in different realms. Johnny Damon, to name one, has been involved in helping what I've been doing from 9/11, and I help them on their charities, and we all help each other. It's called reciprocation is really what it's all about, and just privilege, and that's how I got involved in this event with Jerry Cooney. We've been friends for 15 years, and he does a fight night to raise money for underprivileged kids in New Jersey, and these kids need it right now. So we decided to not just have a fight night with amateur fights. I said, Jerry, why don't you get back in the ring? And you got a name like Dempsey. You can call it Baby Jack, and I don't know if I'm really any relation to Jack Dempsey or not, but we can still pretend and have a nice little event. And we got a lot of guys coming out.
Taking your life in your hands, though. You're going to go 3 rounds with Cooney.
Yes, and he still can throw to the body. I trained in his gym. He has a gym up in New Jersey, and he gave me a little preview of what I'm going to face on June. So I definitely need a rib guard to protect my ribs. But Jerry, he still is very active in helping training amateur boxers, and he's never really gone too far away from the ring. So it's going to be fun.
And this is all to raise money for underprivileged kids, which is a great charity.
Well, the boxing community is so close-knit as well. Everybody comes out and supports what Larry Holmes does every year. Jerry and Larry are best of buddies after they were in the ring in 1982. And, we have a lot of guys. Vinny Pazienzo's coming out. Iran Barkley, Irish Mickey Ward is training me. But we're all here to support each other, and that's what it's all about. Tracy Morgan's going to come out there, be part of that. I don't know what role he's going to play in the ring that night, but having a comedian, I don't know how that's going to help. I'm kidding. I love Tracy, but Johnny Damon is going to be in my corner as well. But Doc Gooden, we're going to have a lot of fun. The idea is to more fundraise, and we have some Sopranos going to be in the house that night as well, and looking forward to it.
Mike, we're running a little tight on time, but there's one thing that I wanted to cover, and that is you host a weekly podcast called Dads and Daughters Show, and you do it with your daughter who is autistic.
Yep. We started this about 4 months ago on this network that my friend Steve Vaccaro has, and the idea is to raise awareness around kids that have abilities beyond disabilities. And Kelly is 18, and she likes to promote her message of kindness, acceptance, humility, and love. And we use the platform to have guests on our show who can bring something to the table to raise awareness on these special needs kids, and also just talk about topics like anti-bullying and suicide awareness and addiction recovery. I had covered that topic, and we try to cover different topics that mean a lot to really kids and youth, and help them, not just special needs kids, but kids all around the country.
All right, Mike, I have one final question for you. Is it going to be the Bucks or is it going to be Kansas City?
I got to go with the Bucks, but I will tell you real quickly that Patrick Mahomes, I've seen him since his dad played for the Mets, and I got to meet him many, many years ago through Tim Tuffle, and I love the kid, and Pat, his agent, Lee Steinberg's a good friend of mine. I love Patrick Mahomes. I hope he has a great game, but I really hope the Buccaneers pull it out on Sunday. So I got to tell you, my heart is definitely with Tampa.
We've got the old dog, Tom Brady, against the young puppy, Patrick Mahomes. I'm hoping for a shootout.
Oh, yeah, I will be. It's going to be a great game, and Patrick is such a good kid, and he's really turned into a great adult as well. I've known him since he was so young, and to see him flourish has been an amazing experience. So he'll have many more games, but this is Tom Brady's last one, and I believe Tom will go out like John Elway and have another Super Bowl victory, and looking forward just for the city of Tampa. They need this. They really do
how
need
about
this
Boston?
Game.
How about for the city of Boston?
Absolutely.
Brady, played 20 years here.
Yep, absolutely. So, no, he's beloved out there. And David Ortiz, I can't wait for his event Saturday night as well. David's another guy doing great work with his foundation, and just people that are Tom Brady supported that as well in the past. And just it's nice to see the communities come together. So the Tampa-New England connection, I think if you're, obviously a Patriots or a New England person, you got to support Tampa on Sunday. That's my personal opinion, but we'll see.
Oh, no, that's true. You've got to. All right, Mike, thank you for being with us this morning. Mike Dempsey, NFL alumni member of the Carolinas chapter. You're doing great work, Mike. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Okay, have a great day and a great game on Sunday. Okay.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Mike. Bye now.
Bye.
All right. Mike Dempsey on WMEX from Radio Row at the Convention Center in Tampa Bay. Getting ready for the Super Bowl. We'll get you backfield ready.